Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. It is I, Mr. OnesieBanette, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Academy Life Forever. And this time we're actually going to start Week 9, rather than just tickling your senses. I had to think of another word that wasn't balls there, instead of just like tickling you a little bit. But yes, we're going to get back into Week 9. Actually start it off this time, actually do the new content. Well, I suppose the last part was probably new content too. But either way, we're going to get into this and explore what the game has to offer. So, without further ado, let's do this. Before we properly start, keep yourself hydrated, daily reminder. Delicioso.
Good morning, class. Good morning, class. That's better. Now, what's gotten everyone so excited? I haven't seen this much movement in the student body since before the elections.
The Millennium Drop preliminaries are this Wednesday, Professor. We're all
what voice did I give, mate? It was like a southern thing. It was like the other side of southern to what yellows was supposed to be.
The Millennium Drop preliminaries are this Wednesday, Professor. We're all getting our contest routines ready for that.
Ah, the Millennium Drop. Yes, I think I remember Instructor Morand. Morand? Instructor Morand saying something about that. Contests. I'm afraid I've never quite gotten the hang of them. Subjective metrics like style or appeal. It's much easier if you tell me if you've won a Pokemon battle. After all, if you're winning, your opponent's Pokemon was knocked out, and if you're losing, yours was knocked out.
That's true, but you can tell if you're winning in a contest as well. If the crowd is cheering for you, or the judges are whispering to each other while pointing at you, then you know you're standing out.
Ah, of course. I'm certain there's a science to it. I simply haven't figured out. Please do not mistake my confusion for dismissal. Why, as a much younger man, I had a friend who quite excelled at contests. She told me a fair bit about it at the time, though my memories of it are fleeting. If it helps, I believe I may be able to share some choice information about the Millennium Drop.
Something we don't know?
I imagine so. It seemed to have only just occurred to Instructor Waters, or Champion Wallace.
Never mind. If it was his idea, I don't care.
Right. Well, that being the case, I believe the number one performer across all rounds of the Millennium Drop preliminaries will earn a special prize. This prize is none other than an exceedingly rare Feebas, the offspring, I believe, of his very own champion-level Milotic. Yes, I imagine that might get you interested. As I always say, Kobokan is the best place in the world to form connections, to shake hands, and to make memories with the greats of our Pokemon world. That being said, we have a test to prepare for later today, so I'd like to get started on the lecture.
Sam's eyes flick towards his heavily taped copy of Teaching for Geniuses.
Yes, here we go. Right, I am going to draw a personal connection between the learning material and something that interests you. This will enable you to associate the information with an emotion, which helps recall.
He's got the spirit.
Some moves that are particularly useful in battle may have new uses in contests. Synchronoise, for example, is a move that is of rare usage. It is a Psychic-type move at 120 base power. This is considerable, but it comes with a significant drawback. It can only affect Pokemon that share at least one type with the user. Given it is a Psychic-type move, it is primarily learned by Psychic types. One can see the issue here. It doesn't matter how powerful it is if it will be hitting, more often than not, an enemy Psychic type for half damage. Given these circumstances, many would say the titular move of the Psychic type, Psychic, is better in every feasible circumstance. Actually, come to think of it, Umbreon is capable of learning this move, a Dark-type Pokemon, who under normal circumstances cannot make use of Synchronoise whatsoever. In contests, however, Synchronoise is a clever move, which allows you to stay in the back of the performance during the next round, avoiding any issues that may arise from being disrupted by your fellow performers. Of course, my job is to teach you about the intricacies of interactions of battle, not contests. If you have any interest in the latter, I suggest taking Instructor Wallace or Instructrice Fantina's electives.
We take Ghost occasionally, so we sometimes do her things.
I seem to recall that my friend had a sister that seemed to draw coordinators to her as well, though the name seems to escape me at the moment. Moving on then. How can we possibly make Synchronoise useful? Well, there's a variety of different ways. The paradigm of being a psychic type using Synchronoise and hitting an enemy psychic type for half damage is not the only one accessible to you. There are several non-psychic Pokemon that have access to Synchronoise, including every one of the so-called Eeveelutions. This is because of the great versatility of Eevee, as emblematic of normal types in general. Other non-psychic users of Synchronoise include Psyduck, Chatot, and Whismur's line. Indeed, it is learnable by many Pokemon that have the ability to utilize sound in an offensive capacity. That being said, Synchronoise is not actually a sound-based move, despite the word noise being in it. Terribly confusing, I know, but as it attacks through the psychic link between two Pokemon of corresponding types, and not by moving air through sound waves, an argument could be made by the pedants who classified it. Not that I want to talk. When it comes to accusing others of pedantry, why, I once debated if a tomato berry was a fruit or a vegetable for several hours with my college girlfriend, which, I see now where I went wrong. Let's move on.
It's a fruit, by the way.
So now I've established that Synchronoise can be used by non-psychic types. As such, I've also established that it can be used against non-psychic types, and it's worth mentioning that it can hit all adjacent Pokemon, both foes and allies. You can control the team you bring to the bout. You can control the Pokemon you give Synchronoise to, however you cannot control the Pokemon your opponent brings to the match. What if, after all this, there's still no way to make Synchronoise deal even a single point of damage? Surely that can't be right.
Wait, class is over?
Yeah. Come on, grab your bag.
But it was so fast! Sam actually lectured that whole time and it didn't feel
exhausting?
I mean, I never had a problem with his lessons, but I guess when he's teaching us relevant material or stuff we didn't know, class does actually pass by way faster.
Wow, he's hit bare minimum. Man's on a rocket ship. No one asked you, Melody. What? What's your beef? Are you still mad about last Wednesday? Get over it. Clara's told me plenty about you.
Oh? Her.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Sure. Clara. Genuinely disappointed in you. What does she mean by... What?
Well, I'll finish this lecture before the quiz later today. I'll see you then.
I'm going to preempt it. Your water types can use Soak to turn the opponent into the same type as you, and then you can smack them with a Synchronoise for non-stab neutral damage, making it still pointless as balls. It's not a good move. It's not a good move. It's not worth using in most scenarios. And if you are thinking of making a Synchronoise team, you're doing it for the meme. You're just doing it for the meme. Anyway, fun lecture. Right, elective types, baby. And I need to make my face a little bit smaller because I'm in the way of the Fairy elective. Which, of course, we shall probably be going to. But probably not, because the state of our team at the moment, Ivy is 4 levels below level cap. Chiggery has enough levels for the next level. Ice and Fairy, like, I've got the level cap fairly high for Fairy already, yet they're not at the cap, so there's not any point at the moment. So I think it's probably best that I get the Bugs up first. That way during the next, what do you call them, gym class, we can use Chiggery and Shedinja to gain a level or 2. I don't get why my Pichu hasn't evolved yet. I mean, look at her. She's level freaking 22. Everyone goes at their own pace, you know? True that. General studies time.
Are you surprised, students? Today, there is no muse for you to capture. At least not one you can see. Listen to the melody coming from the fields through the open windows. That, my darlings, is the music of Cricketot. And is music not the oldest form of art?
I agree.
Today, I encourage you to draw what the song makes you feel. Nostalgic, joyous, melancholy, all of the above and more.
I really ought to give him like a Bob Ross voice.
Today, I'm gonna paint some happy little trees.
I can't do Bob Ross. My voice doesn't go that low in register.
Some find it takes a lifetime to discover their answer. More than once, I confess, I found myself bewitched by the sound, only to be rudely awakened by the dulcet tones of their evolution.
Berg's mention of cricket tunes sends a whoop rattling through everyone's memories. Oh god, oh, there she is. There she is. Oh, I'm here for you, Clara. Your book proficiency is 25.5. Nice. Nice. So hopefully... Is it time? Oh. I'm sorry. I should probably mention... While I was getting the footage back, while I was recreating the save, I was going a bit loopy, playing this for like 5-6 hours at a time. So when Wally asked me what he wanted me to be called by him, I just put God in all caps. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, we're now God. Oh. This is why you don't play this game for 6 hours straight trying to speedrun it. It wasn't even a speedrun. It was just like trying to recreate things accurately while winning the fights. That it was just Pokemon battle after Pokemon battle after skipped text after. Yeah, it was a time. It was fun, but it was a time.
God?
Yeah? God's sake.
Do you know where Bruno and Alder are? Class starts in 3 minutes, doesn't it? They should be here before us.
Sorry, I've got no idea. Maybe Whitney will know. She usually knows most of the gossip.
I'm not sure I want to talk with her.
Huh? Why?
She just makes me uncomfortable.
Why? Whitney's a sweetheart. Wally, if you're saying...
I mean, I was flattered the first time she made an outfit for me, but she keeps making all these, like, really girly outfits for me, and I feel like I'm being a poor sport if I don't wear them in our fairy class.
Wally's not a homophobe. Get your head out of the gutter, Alex. Alex Onesie, not me. I mean, I'm a member of the community. I can't be a homophobe. Can I? I don't think so. I don't know.
I know I'm small, but I'm trying to bulk up, and all those ribbons are... I mean, they're not stopping me. They're pretty demoralizing, though.
For every drowning man, there is a man parched.
Sorry?
So am I. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're making Ethan a dress, aren't they?
Sorry, you probably didn't need to hear that. I'm going to try and get some triple battle training in before the teachers arrive.
Triple battles?
Yeah, last week was double battles, so I think we're probably doing triple battles this week, if we're following the same schedule we did at the start of the year. That's just a guess, though. Don't put any money on me. I'll let you get back to, waiting.
Do I join him? Yeah, go on. Let me join you.
Whoa, really? You'd battle me?
Yeah, and I'm going to put my bugs out front. The bugs and you, I guess. Sure. If all... Ah, God, I need to unclick. The one criticism I do have about this game is the UI can be sticky. It looks pretty, but I feel like it kind of... It can be a bit clunky and sticky in places. I don't want to criticize it because of like the way it looks or anything. I just think it's kind of... It can be difficult to use in places. Sure. If Alder walks in a minute, we can just end the battle. Say whoever has the most Pokemon left is the winner. Hell yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much, God. I'm sure battling the ace of the battle team would give me tons of experience.
I'll do my best to point out anywhere I think you can improve. Show me what you got. Yeah, boy. Let's do this. Let's fuck him up. I need to sneeze. Right, let's do this. Smack him up. We're just gonna one-shot them all. Let's go. Shedinja leveled up. And Chicory leveled up. Let's go. Swirlix. It's Floss Boss. My heart goes out to Floss Boss. How dare you try and hidden power me with your Shedinja. Nah, you don't get to do that. I'm about to one-shot everything. I know it's fairy normal, so I'll double target you. We took 0 damage from anything here. I guess we're just that goated. You know what? Shedinja can have the kill. Actually, no. Shedinja can switch out into Aurora. Aurora can get some EXP. There we go. Let's go. Did Aurora level up? Aurora leveled up. I'm just a genius.
Gosh darn it.
+3.
God.
That's gonna really catch me off guard. Oh.
Thanks for that battle. I learned a ton, and I can tell my Pokemon have too. I really appreciate you taking the time to help me here.
It's completely alright.
Do you have any tips?
Well, I see you're focusing on 2 types now, which is good. Fighting and Fairy are a strong combination. Your Pokemon still seem pretty underleveled though, and it didn't look like any of them knew the instructor's special moves.
Sorry, after our last battle I caught a bunch of new Pokemon, but haven't really had time to train them up.
It's alright. You know what to work on now. You're just going to make your numbers bigger.
Alright, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll definitely do better next time. Oh, there's a lead for Bruno.
Huh? Why didn't I notice him before? He's pretty recognizable, so... What are you doing in clothes? My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day has been ruined. I don't know how I will continue with this shocking revelation. I apologize to the fans. I apologize to the members of the public affected by this. We've been let down. We must rise up against this unnecessary, scheming censorship. Come on, what the hell is this?
Students, gym class will now commence. Why are you whispering? What is happening?
It is as though a beautiful star was snuffed from the sky. I never thought I'd be unhappy to see a guy in a long coat, but I fear that Bruno has left us. What stands there now is something else.
In spite of the general consensus that Bruno's new shirted appearance is deeply unsettling, no one seems willing to mention it to him.
Please settle down. Is Alder not here?
Sabrina.
He is not on campus.
No! What? You bring him back right now! I can't do my catchphrase without him!
This is concerning. Please allow me to place a phone call.
Bruno takes out an ancient-looking flip phone and with great precision punches in some numbers, with massive fingers dwarfing the tiny phone in his palm.
Alder, what is your location? Unova? A week-long meeting with national champions in Castilia? I understand. You needed to accompany Champion Blanc. That being said, you know you are required to submit a PTO request for such things. You cannot drop an edited calendar in Dean Drayden's mailbox. You must submit a PTO request through the instructor portal on the staff website. Of course we have a website. I trained atop a mountain under waterfalls in rural Kanto for 10 years. There is no reason you should be struggling with this more than I. Apologies, champion. My temper got the better of me. I must meditate to reattune myself. You do not need to apologize, my friend, but I would not resent a case of Castilia cones.
Neither would I. I'll take some too.
Goodbye.
Bruno closes his phone and sighs deeply.
It seems for the next week, I will be instructing this class alone. This is fine.
It's not fine! How am I supposed to record Pokemon Academy Live Forever without doing the "that is all for today, enjoy the rest of your day"? How am I supposed to do it? It's like... It's like taking... It's like taking the bacon off of a bacon sandwich. It's like taking the chicken out of a roast chicken dinner. It's like taking the Pepsi out of a Pepsi Max. It's just Max. Nobody wants Max. I jest, of course. If it wasn't obvious, if it wasn't apparent.
Students, sit down, cross-legged. I will begin the lecture on focusing one's composure so that you cannot be thrown off in battle. Discipline is key in battle as in life. Motivation is the weaker substitute for discipline. Duty is the weaker substitute for discipline. You must ensure that once you have a plan, you follow it through to the very end. There is no plan that is benefited through the altering.
That's not only demonstrably untrue, but also awful advice. I think I know why Alder gives the lectures now.
I apologize. That's hyperbole. That is not what I meant to say. Rather, I was trying to convey the idea that sticking to one's strategy is a key part of succeeding in the use of the strategy. Forethought is a valuable martial art, but it is ever better at defeating the past. That makes no sense. Allow me to restart. To battle with 6 Pokemon, you must learn to win with 1. A battle is won on the back of the battles you do not partake in.
Bruno is incredibly wise.
No, I'm afraid that was nonsense. I have many talents, but public speaking is not one. I have found myself entirely out of my depth here. However, I believe I know how to address this. I will call on another professor to co-run this class for me for the rest of the week. For the rest of today's lesson, though, I simply must ask that you battle amongst yourselves. I will assign partners, as is customary. Then I am going to stop talking. My throat is sore.
That's how I feel.
Alex, your partner for this Your partner for this match will be Clara. Triple battle, please.
Yeah!
Hey Alex, it's been so long.
Not really, but good to see you again too. Thanks for being cool about, how our date ended.
Ha! What? Don't be silly, Alex. I wouldn't hold that against you. I mean, you said no, and I totally respect that. What kind of desperate loser would keep trying if you said no?
Well,
Alright, now we'll battle. I'll show you in this battle that I'm the perfect partner for the Millennium Drop.
I'm not even sure I'm going to join it yet. And anyway, how's a battle going to prove that you're a good contest partner?
You'll see. Just keep your eyes on me and my adorable Pokemon.
I don't think I will. Okay. So, 2 poisons and a psychic. Well, that gives me an easy target to go after. Leech Life the Slowpoke. I don't think any of these will have dark moves, so We're going to double into the Skorupi. And I think we'll just Drain Kiss the Skorupi. So yeah, 1 down. Ivy wants Petal Blizzard. Nah, we don't want Petal Blizzard. Forget that move. It's not good. Well, it's a fine move, but it's not good on me. Okay. Acid Spray on Chiggery. Poison Fang on Ivy. Shadow Claw. Nice. Okay. So, decent start. Decent start. Let's go for a Slash on the Tentacle. Let's go for a Shadow Sneak on the Tentacle. And let's finish off this Skorupi with a Draining Kiss. Yep, nice. Pursuing. Draining Kiss on Skorupi. Nice. I think that was going for Pursuit. That could have been dangerous. No! Shit-inja! How dare you! Let's get Flobberdash out here. Flobberdash could do with some XP as usual. And we're going to double target this Araquanid. We're going to click Power Gem, which I gave it for some reason. And I guess we'll Ardent Gaze the Whirlipede. Make it harder for it to hit its rollouts. Oh my god, it didn't die. Damn. Okay. Well, let's get Aurora out. Yeah. Okay. I prefer Ivy not to die in this fight, so I think I'll just try and... Yeah, we'll just try and Overwhelm. Let's Power Gem the Whirlipede. And Helping Hand. Yeah. I think we're okay. Oh, it didn't die. Okay. We're not okay. Ivy did die. That was a bad idea. This is actually quite difficult. Okay. I guess we Draining Kiss it instead. I don't know why I clicked Aurora Beam. I'm being silly. Oh well. Power Gem. And Slash. Get out of here. Get out of here, Clara. I ain't trying to mess with you today.
Wow, Alex, you're really incredible. Such a strong battler and such an amazing coordinator. You're really just the perfect guy, huh? I can't believe I found you first.
Clara, I've literally never been in a contest before. Don't cast me up like that. I'll get a big head.
I can just tell when someone has what they need to make it big as a coordinator, and I can tell beyond a shadow of a doubt you do. It would be a really big waste of your talents if you didn't take advantage of that. You might regret not making the most of your time at KobaCon even.
You really want me to do this, huh?
I want to watch you become the world contest champion one day, Alex. Why should it always be Hoennian? I bet you can do it, even without trying.
Jeez, that's embarrassing. But, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to participate, but your faith means a lot.
Right, of course. Well, when you decide to, just pick me as a partner and everything will be fine, okay? We'll get those scholarships. Trust me, you'll have a good time if you partner with me.
You already offered me a good time and I said no. You just said you're gonna stop trying. Stop the flirtation. It's hard to resist.
Hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you agreeing?
Sorry, I kind of spaced out. It's a small thing, but I'm a bit confused about your team. You're in the Bug and Water electives, right?
Yeppers?
Okay, so all your Pokemon are Bug and Water type, except for Slowpoke. It evolves into a Poison type, and when your Skorupi evolves, it'll still be a Poison type, but it won't be Bug anymore. Come to think of it, more of your team is...
Alex? Up to Alex? You're wrong, silly Billy.
Probably, but what am I wrong about?
Slowpoke is a Water/Psychic type cutie. You should know that. You're from Kanto, just like they are.
No. No. Regular Slowpoke is a Water Psychic type, but your version is just regular Psychic. I should know, because I drafted one in a draft league recently. I'm going to bring it to a battle and I'm going to be such a prick with it. Sorry, I really don't want to argue with you, but you have a Galarian Slowpoke. They're pure Psychic type.
Oh, I can think why you'd think that, because they don't spend as much time near water. But they're not. They're actually...
Clara. They're Psychic type. They can evolve into Galarian Slowbro or Galarian Slowking, which are both Poison Psychic type. I promise I know this.
Oh. Yes, you're right. You're so right. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have lied. I just didn't want anyone thinking I used poison types.
What? Why? What's wrong with them?
Nothing, of course, but oh, it's so sad. I just have such a sad story about loving poison types. I'm sorry, I don't think I can get into it right now. It hurts too much. I'll tell you when we team up for the Millennium Drop, okay? I'm really looking forward to telling you, actually. You might be the only one that can heal my aching heart. You won't leave your best friend hanging, right? You're better than that, no matter what Leaf said.
Huh? What Leaf said? Did she say something? I didn't think the date went that badly. It's the new outfit, isn't it? Understood. Tomorrow things will go back to normal. I will be in my regular attire, and there will be a second instructor to handle the lion's share of the talking. Good man. You can't change things too drastically, otherwise people will go crazy. Yo! Rowan? Oh my god. Dr. Nanakamado, thank you for coming.
Bruno, it's quite right that you called me. None of this Dr. Nanakamado business. Rowan is quite fine. There's no man worth the time it takes to say his title. That blasted ear doctor says I'm half deaf already, so I don't want to waste my ears filled with anything that wastes my time. And speak up.
Yes, Rowan.
Now, there are a few things I noticed that will definitely need to be fixed, but not to worry, I'll get these kids right as rain by the end of the week. That being said, you're very unreliable for Older to just leave without warning us. That's not how a champion Let's try that again. That being said, very unreliable for Older to just leave without warning us. That's not how a champion should bandy about. Champion Cynthia would certainly never do such a thing. Well, it's of no matter. It's been a while since I've been able to flex the old bones in gym class. Makes me feel young again. How long ago was it that you took my job?
10 years, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I believe I taught Champion Cynthia in my last year as a gym instructor.
Ho ho ho! Not much reason to stick around after that, no? I'd peaked. This class might surprise you, Rowan. I'm sure you've noticed in your homeroom, but this year's students are remarkably strong. Alder is keeping a special eye on Dawn Burlitz, Alex Onesie, and Wally Mitsuru.
Blast it, Bruno. Why on earth would you tell me that? Have we that time to burn? I don't give a bleeding badoof who Alder's keeping an eye on. I've got 2 eyes of my own, don't I? I'll keep an eye on those students and make sure that they're living up to Kobacon's standards. And if there's anyone who stands out to me, I'll ensure they're fairly rewarded. But if they do not live up to this academy's standards, I will let them know in short order. Until I see their performance with my own eyes, though, they're all the same. Students who aren't Champion Cynthia. Now, a different matter. Why are you wearing a shirt?
My question exactly. Why was he wearing the shirt?
Which of your Pokemon do you think you'll be using in the Millennium Drop, Brendan?
I can't do the French accent at all.
Which of your Pokemon do you think you'll be using in the Millennium Drop, Brendan?
It's gotta be my Whalmer. It's the only one that makes sense. He's from Hoenn, he's a water type, and he's cute.
You think that those attributes will help?
Totally. The Millennium Drop is based on a Hoennium festival, so the audience is gonna want to see Hoennium Pokemon. The judges are a water type specialist, a ghost type specialist, and a flying type specialist, so the audience is gonna want to see ghost, water, and flying types. Finally, water as a type is associated with the cute and beautiful contest types, so the audience is gonna want to see more of that.
So appealing to the audience is a necessary part of the performance as well.
Always is, but here in Kobacon, they actually give you points based on how popular your Pokemon is with the audience.
I suppose that means that this won't be my dear Rhyhorn's time to shine then.
Right.
Don't worry, Rhyhorn. Alaron won the O2 Meteor Smash Earth Rock Rumpus. There's a competition for every type of Pokemon. You'll get your chance one day. The O2 Meteor Smash Earth Rock Rumpus.
It's just a rock concert. It's like the Woodstock of the Pokemon world. Huh. Seems like the audience is looking for some pretty specific Pokemon. Let's see. Looking at you, I'd say you're cool? Ah! To view your contest trait, look them up in your mental Pokedex. Every species has a different one, and will often change when they evolve. So, the mental Pokedex is a new feature added in week 8.5, where you hover over a Pokemon, you click them, you go over here, and you can see all of their stuff. So Shedinja is cool. Comfey is cute. I mean, that makes sense. Alolan Ninetales is beautiful. Makes total sense. Barrow, probably cool. Yep. But Pikachu. What is Flubberdash? Probably cute. Cool. Also, Pikachu gets to do what my lights are doing. I love it. I don't know what this does. I need to know. I'm assuming it's just shiny variants or something, but either way, it's kind of cool. Anyway, it needs to learn Thunderbolt already. It's already past the level to learn it. Why haven't I got it already? Oh, it shows you all the tutor moves too. That's really cool. Anyway, where are we sitting today? Who are we having lunch with? I think I've been trying to use the lunch times as a way of just getting to increase types, which is probably a fine way of doing it. And I've actually been spending most of my time with Whitney. So we go to the medical table, study with Whitney, and we're going to study some fairy types with Whitney. Nice. The level cap is still 28, so I could probably skip on the fairy forever or for a bit. I mean, I've got two that aren't at the level cap, and I've got a level cap of 27 for Dark. So, realistically, what I should be doing, because I don't plan on keeping this team the same forever, I've got Bug, Fairy, and Dark as my 3, and I can't take more than one Bug elective. I suppose I also have a fighting type that I'm trying to train up, so I suppose I'll do a fighting one. It gives me points with Wally and B as well, so why not? Ethan is sneakily playing on his Game Boy Advance. Hope the teacher doesn't see.
Kite Kakuse, listen well. There are many schools of martial arts, like flowing rivers to the ocean, all aspire toward the same inner mastery. One of the oldest and sacred is Sumo. On the clay of the dojo, Rikishi collide in bursts of speed and strength. Each bout is decided mere seconds after the Tachi-ai. A single fall or misstep marks defeat. Sumo is a zero-sum contest, and only one in hundreds may become a Yokozuna. In ancient times, only Makuhita and Hariyama could achieve such a rank. These Pokemon, which yet dwell in the local forest, invented Sumo. They were the sensei for all Ningen Rikishi.
Marshall is furious when someone refers to the wrestlers as Mawashi as diapers. They are kind of big diapers, though. They're massive, big fucking diapers. Fighting proficiency is now 6.75. Ideally, I'd like to match that with the rest, but I know that's probably a tall order. Because I do have some fighting type options in the back with Brutus and a secret egg Pokemon that I haven't introduced any of you to yet.
Right, let's get into it. This exam should not take very long, but I'd like to be able to field questions on the lecture before we start. Who can provide a quick summary of where we were last time in the lesson?
You were telling us about how we can make Synchronize useful, even if our opponents don't have any Pokemon with the same types as we do.
Yes, very good. It's quite simple. Change the opponent's type. There are various moves and abilities that can do such things. As you may remember from the camouflage test last week, some Pokemon like Frogadier or Scorbunny are capable of changing their own types based on the moves they use. If they're able to lure the opponent into using a move that puts you in an advantageous position for follow-up, you may find they're forced to battle suboptimally, out of fear of what you could do in retaliation. You could also hit a Pokemon with color change with a move that you can follow up on super effectively, or, in our specific case of Synchronize, effectively. Ah yes, one must also not forget that you can forcibly change an opponent's type through the usage of your own moves. Forest's Curse,
Soak. I think there's a normal type one too. I can't think of any others. I guess we'll find out.
Soak makes an opponent's Pokemon pure water type, likely denying them the usage of their own powerful same type moves. Trick or Treat and Forest Curse are able to confer the Ghost and Grass types, Trick or Treat, that's the other one, Ghost and Grass typings onto a foe respectively. Yes, Hilbert, thank you for raising your hand.
What happens if a Pokemon already has 2 types?
It's quite simple, they gain a third type.
Whoa, you can do that?
Though it's worth mentioning that the effects of those 2 moves are mutually exclusive. You cannot add a 4th type to a Pokemon by using both. Though there may be other ways to do that if you're so inclined.
How? How could you add a 4th type onto something? I'm curious. Ladies and gentlemen, question of the day. How do you add a 4th type onto a Pokemon using these sorts of methods? Because I'm genuinely racking my brain, like, how would you do that? I can't think. Like, if you terrestrialize, you remove all of your other typings. Huh. That's mental.
Of course, my co-workers have created various other moves that enable the changing of types. Instructor Byron, for one, teaches his students the move Metalize, which adds the Steel type to any Pokemon, including Pokemon that are already Steel type. Instructor Lenora, for her part, teaches Simple World, a move that causes all grounded Pokemon to become pure normal type for 5 standard turns. Now that won't be on the test. This class is meant to prepare you for the sorts of challenges you'll face in the realm of theory, and a Kobakon education is not within theory's repertoire. That being said, it's still something to be aware of while battling classmates. Right, with that out of the way, it's time to begin your exam. The last piece of information you should be aware of is that all your foes are equipped with only the move Hyper Beam, and have just used it. As such, you have 1 turn to do whatever you wish before they recharge and fire again. Make use of that time. As always, this will be graded. Alright, let's do this. Right, they've all used moves. Let's study. Okay. We have 6 Pokemon. An Umbreon with Synchronize as its only move. A Noctowl with Synchronize as its only move. A Golduck with Synchronize as its only move. Tadpole with 4 moves. So I need to turn 1 Pokemon Water, 1 Pokemon Grass. No, 1 Pokemon Dark. No. What? Brawler. Because that's the problem. Umbreon. What do I do with the Umbreon? Umbreon needs a Pokemon to be a Dark type to use Synchronize. So, how am I supposed to do that? Okay, we've got Growth, Water Gun, Rain Dance, and Natural Gift. So, the Kecleon probably has color change rather than protein. I'm going to imagine this one's got color change, so we hit it and then it changes type. So I could hit that with a Water Gun, so that it then becomes a Pokemon again, a Water type. The Typhlosion's a Fire type, so that needs to be hit with something. This Crabrawler's kind of useless. And the Noctowl, the Tadpole has Soak, so I can turn something Water type. The question is, how am I Electric Terrain? Electric Terrain. That's probably useless here, right? Rain Dance, Soak. Does the Umbreon have a Terra type? No? Any of them holding items? How do I do this? Rain Dance would give me Rain Dish, but this has got own tempo. How do I... Maybe I've got to use Umbreon as a sack. They only know Hyper Beam, so they're going to kill us with 1 move, meaning I've got a turn to do what I want. Huh.
This is genuinely difficult. So I've got multiple ways of turning the opponent's water type. I've got Rain Dance, which would turn Cast Form into a water type. I've got Color Change, which would turn Kecleon into a water type. And we've got Soak, which would turn Typhlosion into a water type. Okay. This is genuinely quite a tough one. Okay. How am I going to go about this? Are there any other moves that they've got that are even useful here? They've got Bubble Beam. -6 special defense. Would that kill a Typhlosion? It's got -6 special defense. Would that just kill it? If so, is that the play? Because this Umbreon's, like, useless here, right? They're all going to use Hyper Beam and knock a Pokemon out. But I'm level 20. Our Typhlosion that's level 70 is... Maybe it dies, maybe it doesn't. I'm just thinking the special defense -6 is probably just for Synchronoise. Do I have to turn them... Oh, wait. Synchronoise hits the entire field, right? So the idea here is to turn them all water type. Alright. Alright. I know how we do this. Okay. So... We've got a Rain Dance to turn the Cast Form water. You have Rain Dance. You have Bubble Beam. So you can do it. And you have Soak. No, who has Soak? You have Soak. So we Soak with the Tadbulb. We Bubble Beam the Kecleon. Right, okay. We Rain Dance with you. We Bubble Beam the Kecleon with you. And we Soak the Typhlosion with you. I think that's how it goes. So... Yeah? Yeah. Now we just let them die. Just use a move. Yeah. Yep. Send in the Umbreon. Okay. Send in the Noctowl. Send in the Golduck. Now Golduck should be able to hit all... No! I messed it up! It's fine. It's not a... Is it over? I think it's over. I needed the Golduck to be in the middle. You can't do anything. You would have needed that to be... Ah! I can't... Ah, that's just annoying. I guess I just got to Synchronoise now and pray. Electric Terrain. And now I just got to pray that it uses the move on something else. Oh, there we go. Oh, we did it, I guess. Oh, we had Swift Swim. Of course we outsped. There we go. All right. There was a couple of ways of doing that. If you'd have put Golduck in the middle, it would have hit everything, and then it just would have been game. But yeah, that was quite tough. Genuinely quite tough.
Well done. Melody, you have a question? Wow. Rude. In your own words, what's the point of these tests that ask us to get out of situations we'll realistically never be in? Like, wouldn't our time be better spent mesmerizing the types and stats of Pokemon, ones we'll actually battle?
Wait, that's actually a good question.
That's a very insightful question, Melody. I can give you two answers. The first is that this is quite simply what the school has done for centuries to great effect. I really hope your second answer is better than that one. The second answer is that the curriculum needs to change with the reality of being a trainer nowadays. In my youth, memorization was a valid strategy and a way to secure victory. In the modern era, every trainer is carrying around a Pokédex. There is little to no point in mesmerizing something that's only a second or two from being read out to you digitally. As such, it makes sense for Kobakon's test to train your ability to strategize, think creatively, and utilize the information that you no longer need to memorize. Admittedly, it's unlikely you'll ever be in a situation where Synchronoise is the only way you can possibly win a battle, but it's very possible that you will be in a situation where an unlikely move, used at an unlikely time, can propel you to unlikely heights. The neural pathways these tests forge will forge and reinforce.
Kind of. I butchered that line, but you get it.
Melody, was that answer to your satisfaction? I'm still here with my uniform on and my phone's in my pocket. Read between the lines. I'm a teacher, I thought. It's easy, I thought. Kobakon's the perfect place to test my theories, I thought. Right, class dismissed. Well done on the exam, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
We passed on! We did it! Okay, so we've got some spare time now. What are we going to do with it? We've got so many scenes. And one that you guys were asking me to do a lot. Sabrina. So we're going to go hang out with Sabrina. You're walking across campus when you suddenly get a strange feeling, somewhat like static in the back of your mind. Oh man, am I about to have a stroke? I'm way too young for that.
It is not a stroke.
Sabrina?
I wished to. I thought that... Never mind. This was a foolish idea. I should not have reached out.
Are you sure? You wait for a bit, but hear no response. Alright. You carry on, doing your best to avoid thinking about Sabrina, in case that you made your mind louder. I don't know exactly if this will work, but hopefully she appreciates it.
I do.
Sabrina, you're giving me some mixed messages here. If you want me to stay away, I will. If you want me to reach out, I'll do that, even more happily. But I'm going to need you to pick a lane. I mean, you can see how it's a bit unfair to tell me to stay away, then pop into my head whenever you want to say something. Like, I get you can't help but read my thoughts, but these long-range connections are a voluntary thing, right?
This is not a long-range connection.
Oh, but that must mean... You see a flash of blue steel hair around the corner of the academy building. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Hello. You look good.
I cannot begin to describe how tiresome and overplayed such a compliment is to me.
Great. That's fantastic. Love it.
I wish to talk to you.
We're talking.
So we are.
So, what's my current status? You made that request that I stay away?
Command.
You're not Janine. It doesn't really feel like a command coming from you. Anyway, you made that request. Is it still valid? Is that what you want? Because if so, you're doing a pretty bad job of making me believe it. Like, it would be super easy to get me to drop everything. Just say stay away again, right now. Right. I'm not hearing anything. Moving on then.
Wait, I don't want to have to make a decision. Not right now. Please, give me some more time to understand how I feel.
Alright. Well, how do you feel? I mean, what happened with those two ace trainers and all?
A symptom of a larger threat. They were merely the hand that acted on society's behalf.
What?
It's not the first time I've heard thoughts about how people might seek to use me. I paid them no heed. Surely their cruel thoughts were Surely their cruel thoughts were just idle fantasy, as so many others had been. Perhaps if I had read their thoughts more deeply, I would have seen the full extent of their malignance. Perhaps I should have embraced my nature as a witch much sooner.
Well, you certainly got back at them.
What I did was petty and underhanded. It is beneath me. I should have... Well, I cannot deny it was satisfying in the moment, but the momentary pleasures of others have plagued my mind for too long. I seek not to stoop to their level.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Perhaps it's a remnant of my upbringing.
Huh?
In the Esper village where I was born, we were taught to be the caretakers for the rest of humanity.
Caretakers? What, like... euthymix? What? What is that word? I'm gonna have to Google that. What is that word? Euthymix. Like, I like to think of myself as quite a well-read person. I've never seen that word in my life. Euthymix. What? Refers to a normal, tranquil state of mind characterized by a lack of mood disturbances and is often used in the context of bipolar disorder. It essentially signifies a period of emotional stability and well-being, neither manic nor depressive. I don't feel like a young hick from Pallet Town should know what that word means. He was bottom of his class for a reason. I'm a university graduate, and I've never seen that word in my life. Caretakers. What? Like, right. How do I pronounce this as well? Like, euthymix pronunciation. Go on. How am I pronouncing this? That's not the word I asked you to pronounce. Not Eurythmics, not the band. Oh, God. Whatever. That word. That word are like sheep. And you're the shepherds?
Quite like that, actually. Of course, these infantile philosophies that propped us up as saviors and guiders of the common man are nothing I subscribe to anymore. Though, besides the arrogance it might instill in its adherents, it was a non-harmful belief. Its core tenet was that we must never use our blessings against the euthymix. Euthymix. Let's go with that. Euthymix. So, how did that work with your inability to turn it off? About as well as you could imagine.
Is it wrong of me to ask what your relationship with your parents is like?
I do not know of them.
What?
I was deposited on the doorstep of an orphanage in Saffron City. My powers were discovered when a spoon I carelessly tossed bent. I do not remember my time at the orphanage. Emissaries from an Esper village on Mount Silver claimed me and brought me back. I lived in that village until I was removed.
Removed?
I would leave the village and stay in Johto once in a while to try and acclimatize myself to the people around me. During these trips, I found myself some friends of a fouler bent. The Esper village taught me restraint, to conceal. My new friends allowed me to use my powers as I wanted. They encouraged me to see them as a tool, not as a burden. We were free of society's restraints and rules. I found myself gravitating towards those who were as shunned by society as I, misfits and outcasts, criminals even. They saw me as a good luck charm, or a mascot of the company perhaps. They knew of my powers, but did not fear them. They sought to use them, as I did. But then, one day, we received orders to march on Saffron City, the place of my birth, I'd assumed. I did not wish to leave Johto. I did not wish to permanently leave the village. I refused. None of my new friends came back. Perhaps that is why I did not go with them. But I had not the strength to tell them to stay. We were not a group that allowed ourselves to be told anything. The village elder received a letter. The day after my 18th birthday, he informed me as to its contents. I had been found out. One of my friends from the city had dropped my name. The Kanto and Johto police force were now aware of a powerful, unregistered Esper who was working alongside a group that had attempted something dreadful in Saffron. It was only the delicate political situation regarding jurisdiction over Mount Silver that prevented the authorities from marching up to the mountain to claim me. The Elder, then, knew what I had done, how I had used my powers. He knew that I was not the victim of my telepathy, but that I reveled in the power it gave me over others.
Is that true? Did you really feel that way?
I find much comfort in your inability to pluck the answer from my mind, as I certainly would have done to you. I fled. I fled instantly, giving no thought to my village, nor to the home I might have had in Saffron. I ended up as far away from the Indigo League as I could. I ended up in Kobakon, and I continued as I had, sneaking, stealing, cheating, and scamming until
Instructor Will.
Until Instructor Will. My village had taught me that my powers were a burden, that they were the instrument of ascendancy for the lesser peoples around me. My friends from the city taught me that my powers were a weapon, that they enabled me to take what I wanted from whoever I wanted, even from their minds. But Instructor Will used his to entertain. When I felt the psychic hum of another Esper at that blackjack table, I was certain that I'd been found out, and I would finally go to prison. Perhaps that is where I could finally be at home.
Well now, seems like you've had quite a lucky streak, miss. How about a drink? On the house, of course. Oh, but I'll need to see some ID. Just routine, of course. I can't imagine what skincare routine you use to keep yourself looking so young and fresh, but I am jealous.
It was a ridiculous show, but he got me out of that room without any of the other angry patrons ever guessing. I retained my freedom for one more day. I returned to my apartment, baffled by his generosity. I heard some of my old friends had a hideout somewhere in Inspira. I was on my way to find them when Instructor Will tracked me down.
A hideout in Inspira? Why is this ringing a bell? Your understanding of silver increased. You said Instructor Will tracked you down?
Am unaccustomed to people able to get the drop on me. A strange man at night who I didn't hear coming. I'm sure you can imagine my fear. I had nothing to fear. He asked me if I had a place to stay for the night. I responded I did, and he gave me a phone number to call if I ever wanted more out of life. The next day I called it, and the day after I had a job at the casino. It turns out they will hire Espers pretty much on site. I wasn't even old enough to gamble there, but I was old enough to work, so they taught me how to shuffle a deck of cards, and well, that was that. It was a fun job, though. I hesitate to call listening to a chorus of rapacious crows and cries of financial despair fun, but it was fun. I suppose I've no room to judge. My avarice was comparable, and mine was for no greater reason than that I didn't want to feel constrained.
You quit the job, though.
I did. When I left the school after. Well, you know, I did it on the spur of the moment, but Instructor Will doesn't work there anymore. And I must confess I find it a lot less fun when I'm not beside him. I think I will remain gone, though I'm certain they'd hire me back. I should look for something else, though. A new job. I have enough from my previous work, and other sources, to pay my way through the first semester of Kobakon, but I still need a job to pay through the second.
Need help on the job hunt?
It's actually quite easy to find a job for someone with my skill set.
Must be nice. Aside from all the parts that aren't, I mean.
Yes. I've now revealed myself to you.
Oh. Not like that, you haven't! Not yet, anyway. Sorry! Sorry, Clara! I'm sorry!
Perverted man.
That was entirely on you. My mind was chaste and dry as a monk's wine cellar before you said that. That's a great line.
Enough of that. I've revealed the truth of myself. If it were you who had exposed my secrets instead of the other way around, this is what you would know. I have no right now to ask you to keep this secret, but as penance, I place my faith in your hands.
What? Sabrina? What are you saying?
I am saying that the guilt I have felt for the part I played in the events of the 1st of May have torn me apart ever since. I can no longer bear to carry that guilt without giving you something to pierce me with just as deeply as I have pierced you.
Okay, now you're doing it on purpose.
Can I not use theoretical language without everything I say being interpreted in the horniest possible context?
If there's any consolation, I'd give all of my friends a hard time about that kind of boneheaded word choice.
Friends?
Yeah. You took too long to decide what we are, so I figured I'd go ahead and pull the trigger on that. I mean, come on. Both of us were dragged in front of the entire school. And had everyone say that we've got crazy mind powers. We're power buddies, you know?
Power buddies. A ridiculous notion. Our powers can only serve to divide us.
I think that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But you're the one who can see the future, so what do I know?
You do know more than you let on. It is foolish of me to continually underestimate you. Every time we talk, I'm caught off guard by your flashes of insight, seemingly without thinking about them.
What is this all in service of? Come on, you don't need to be a mind reader to know that it's the only thing I've ever wanted. Besides to be a Pokemon champion. I want to be your friend, Sabrina. For real.
Alright, friends. We are friends then. For all the misery it will bring us.
I don't know what it'll bring me. Admittedly, the student council business wasn't the best first showing, but I am willing to try again. Sabrina, if there's one thing that incredibly distressing story you just told me convinced me of, in addition to the student council stuff, it's this. The worst thing that could happen to you has already happened. It can only go uphill from here.
Very well. Is it alright then if I contact you in the future? Through your mind? If you think of me, I will know.
Kinda scary to hear that, but sure. We don't get her phone number, she just knows how to contact our brain. That's terrifying.
Thank you, my friend.
We're classmates, now we're friends! Let's go! Let's go! Yeah, was that scene as lovely as you guys thought it was going to be? You make your way back to the dorm and are surprised when Blue nearly runs into you as soon as you open the door.
Finally! We've been waiting for ages!
What did I miss?
What? Did you forget about game night?
I'll be honest, after that one time we played Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons as a dorm, then never played it again, I kind of figured game night was cancelled.
Nah, we've just had some scheduling issues. Every group has them. Only quitters let something small like having to cancel the game 4 times in a row derail a good campaign.
There's determination, and then there's whatever Blue's got.
Denial. If you two are done yapping, I'd like to get started. Today's session's gonna be pretty different since everyone's talking about contests and junk. I figured I should put a contest in the campaign. For historical accuracy, of course. Apparently, the ancient Hoennians have been doing it for centuries. Guess that's why their best battler is some male model who wiped out after like 2 weeks.
Sorry, you said you're going to DM a contest?
Yeah? What about it? You've just been going on and on about them, so I thought I don't know, put one in the campaign. I'm trying to pretend like I'm interested in whatever stuff you're interested in.
Thank you, Blue.
Aw, whatever. Alex, are you gonna join us again?
An hour and 9 minutes. It's 10 to 1 in the morning here. Fuck it, go on. Let's play some Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons.
Alright, let's just sit around the table here. So, you probably want some kind of narrative justification for this or something?
How about our spaceship crash landing on a planet where they only communicate through the medium of contests?
This is fantasy, not sci-fi.
It can be both.
No, it can't!
Did you just agree with me?
I'm not gonna disagree with you if you're objectively right.
Bizarro Wall to Ethan, beaming in for pickup. You've gone off the path.
Alright, I've got a story for this now. Basically, after making it out of the basement with this giant monstrous beast, the town people think that you're the one who unleashed the wild monsters on the town. In order to prove your innocence, you need to, show off your Pokemon skills in a contest or something. That's basically just my spaceship crash landed idea, but with peasants instead of aliens. Whatever, princess. This is weird enough for me. Stop getting on my ass about it. The peasants are pretty much only familiar with normal grass and bug types. Ew, bug types again? They are Cantonian peasants, so they'll want to see more Pokemon from Kanto.
Like Flabberdash?
Nah, you're Ratsunovan. No one in Pallet would have any idea what it even is.
Pallet Town is sheltered, not brain dead. Flabberdash is clearly still a Pikachu.
Finally, the peasants will be very impressed by Pokemon either clever at looking or tough. Brains and brawn's the only way to get through to them. You're basing this off of Kobakon contest rules. So what? They're the only ones I know. You didn't know any contest rules a couple of weeks ago? Let's just get started. I'm not giving you a big tutorial this time. Just figure it out as you go. Hold on, there is something everyone should know before we begin. Yeah? At the end of round 5, however many points you earned will be doubled. At the end of round 10, the points you earned in that round will be tripled. That's the best time to try and go for a big combo. There's something about stab moves here as well, isn't there? Oh, yes there is. If you use a stab move, you get energy, which we can figure it out as we go. Do we want to sit around here tutorializing forever, or do we want to get into it? Jeez, he's pushy. Look, if you need a refresher on how contests work, just click the contest help button at the bottom of the screen. What? There's nothing like that here. Well, not yet. Whatever. Let's just get this over with.
Right.
The peasants are revolting, and they're not happy either. Words and weapons won't work here. Only a stylish and cool contest performance can possibly soothe their aggravated hearts. Let's see, what will the judges want to be seeing today? Great! The judges are ready, and the crowd's raring to go. Let's see the performers. In the first seed, it's Alex performing with Chicory. We all have high expectations for this one. In the second seed, it's Yellow performing with Rattata. Can the first seed be taken down? In the third seed, it's Ethan performing with Ninjask. Beware the quiet ones. What tricks is he hiding? In the fourth seed, it's Leaf performing with Ivysaur. Quite a ways to climb, quite a bit to gain. In the final seed, it's Blue performing with Pidgeotto. There is no doubt that this performer has something to prove. Let's give him the chance. The performers are all ready. The lights are cued. The audience is on the edge of their seats. So, without further ado, let's start the music!
What will you do in the following round?
We're gonna perform.
Beautiful, cute, and clever. I'm gonna swords dance.
Yeah. The performers are ready to rock. Let's see their performances begin. With an elegant motion that flows like water, Alex performs as Chicory uses Swords Dance, releasing a wave of shimmering scales in a hypnotic display.
Ah, they liked it.
Planting her feet firmly and raising a fist to the crowd, Yellow performs as Rattata uses Bite, mercilessly overshadowing the competition.
They liked me more.
Look at Yellow pull off that routine so flawlessly. There's something to be said for simple perfection, folks. With an elegant motion that oh, he's going to use Source Dance as well. Okay, he's going to copy me. Nice. I'm not reading it more than once. Planting her feet firmly and raising a fist to the crowd, Leaf performs as Ivysaur uses Bark Up, as thick vines burst from the ground and interlace into a rigid canopy. What's Leaf hiding up their sleeve? If they're trying to grab the 5th seed of the next round, they've just done it! With a dashing smile and a bow to the crowd, Blue performs as Pidgeotto uses Sand Attack, kicking up a tiny cloud of dust with an energetic stomp.
That's cute.
Wow, what an incredible way to wrap up the round, ladies and gentlemen. Blue's finale absolutely blew out the competition. The judges seem impressed. Oh, listen to that crowd. It sounds like they like seeing Alex's Ninjask. The rankings are in for this round, folks. Let's see what the placings are then. Yeah, bitch. No, bitch. Marvelous. Round 2 awaits. Let the excitement continue. What will we do?
You can switch without penalty before your first performance. Let's switch to Barrow. Or Ivy. No, let's go to Aurora. She is tailor-made for this competition. She's clever, beautiful, and cute. Well, she's not clever, but she's beautiful and cute. And then we're going to perform. And they all increase priority in the next round. Well, let's kiss them.
The performers are ready to rock. Let's see their performances begin. With a quick-witted improvised embellishment, Blue performs as Pidgeotto uses Roost, soaring with precise, controlled movements. That is a very strong way to start the round, ladies and gentlemen. Blue's performance will be a tough act to follow.
The judges seem impressed.
Looks like Alex is switching out to his Aurora. What will this new Pokemon bring to the table, I wonder? With a dashing smile and a bow to the crowd, Alex performs as Aurora uses Draining Kiss, sprinkling shimmering fairy dust into the air. What a flashy performance! I'd wager Alex will definitely be going for the 1st seed of the next round. With a dashing smile and a bow to the crowd, Ethan performs as Ninjask uses Mud Slap, kicking up a tiny cloud of dust with an energetic stomp. With an effortless and stylish flair, Yellow uses a thing as Rattata uses Quick Attack, executing a confident and stylish flourish. Masterfully executing a practiced performance, Leaf performs as Ivysaur uses Leech Seed, coiling vines in an intricate pattern.
So hard to keep this announcer voice up.
What's Leaf hiding up their sleeve? If they're trying to grab the 5th seed of the next round, they've just done it. Leaf is showing great energy right now.
Ooh. The judges seem impressed. Damn, I was hoping someone else would push the cute meter over.
Oh, seems the crowd isn't too enthused at seeing Alex's Ninetales.
How dare they? How dare they? Motherfuckers. How dare they? You know what, Ivy, come on then. They all increase. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Let's Draining Kiss. Maybe with Draining Kiss? No, let's jam the beautiful. Do we want to jam beautiful? They want to see clever, right? Let's just jam beautiful and cool. Why not?
The performers are ready to rock. Blah blah blah. Looks like Alex is switching out to his Ivy. What will this new Pokemon bring to the table, I wonder? With a quick-witted improvised embellishment, Alex performs as Ivy uses Helping Hand, casting an enchanting spell with playful trickery. With a dashing smile and a bow to the crowd, Blue performs as Pidgeotto uses Sand Attack again.
Nice. Blue is showing great energy right now. The judges seem impressed.
It's going to use Leech Life, outmaneuvering the other coordinators with rapid and unpredictable motions. Masterfully executing a practice performance, Yellow performs as Rattata uses Pursuit, crafting an illusion to dazzle and confuse. The performance went over incredibly well with Burly Man. He's clapping and shouting, "What a show! Let's go, Burly Man!" Big man, Burly Man. Planting her feet in the ground, And raising a fist to the crowd, Leaf performs as Ivysaur uses bad breath, harmlessly inhaling toxic fumes that could lay out a Caparaja. What's this? The judges are keeping a keen eye on Leaf now. I'm not sure that any other tough performances will stand out now. Leaf has seriously found her flow. Look at that energy! The judges seem impressed.
They're not very enthused with my Comfey. How dare they? Wow, I am sucking at this. We're going to perform and we're going to use Draining Kiss now.
Planting her feet, Yellow uses Tackle, showing off raw power with an imposing stance. What's this? The judges are keeping a keen eye on Yellow now.
Yes, they are. Don't you dare use a cute move.
Uses Leech Seed, coiling vines in an intricate pattern. What's Leaf hiding up their sleeve?
They've grabbed the 5th seed. Nice. Oh, I got the... Ugh, I'm sucking at this.
With a quick whip, it uses Roost, soaring with precise, controlled movements. Blue is showing great energy right now. With a dashing smile and a bow to the crowd, Alex performs as Ivy uses the Draining Kiss, sprinkling shot, blah, 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 blah.
Yay, plus 13. Let's go, Brawny Man. I knew Brawly Man was a fraud. Brawny Man's where it's at.
What a flashy performance. I'll wager Alex will definitely be going first to the next seed of the round.
So much words. They use his Mud Slap. Hell yeah, we got some points that round. It worked out very well for us. We suddenly leapt to first place for that round. Let's go. Point values for round 5 are doubled. Spend energy for a big boost. Let's switch then. Let's go to Burrow. And... what's Flobberdosh got up its sleeve? Great Effective performed first. Let's do that. Lost all my energy. I don't care. We're using Nuzzle.
We're switching out to Flobberdosh. What would this new Pokemon bring to the table? With a smile and a bow to the crowd, Alex performs as Flobberdosh uses Nuzzle, sending out tiny sparks. It's a very strong start to the round, ladies and gentlemen. Alex's performance will be a tough act to follow.
Yes, it will. Because I'm just that good. Blah, blah, blah. It uses Quick Attack. What a Leech Life. And it's... I'm not winning this. It's just not happening. I'm not even sure what's happening, I'll be honest. Contests were always that thing in Pokemon that I just never bothered with. I was never able to sort of get to grips with them. I did them once for 100% completion, and then never did them again. They're not very enthused at my Pikachu. How dare you? No! How dare you? We need to use a move. But we're nearly last, so... I think I'm just gonna use a Power Gem, I guess. Okay, he's gonna use a Roost. I'm gonna watch as I do nothing. We got a beautiful one. No other beautiful ones are gonna stand out. And Yellow gets a big power increase again. I think Yellow won. Round 7. Why are there so many rounds? Ah! There's so many rounds. This just keeps going. Right, I'm going to increase priority by clicking Ardent Gaze. Yep. I'm not reading any more of these. I'm not reading any more. Alright, we're going to Ardent Gaze. Blah, 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 blah. Alright. Then we're going to switch. Maybe to Chiggery. Ah, Great Effective performed last. Can I be jammed? No. Aurora? No, you're just increased priority. Flobberdosh has Nuzzle, which could work, but they're not interested in Cute. Anyone else have anything like that? Shedinja? Decreases excitement for judges of opposite types. Well, I gotta go to Flobberdosh then and click Nuzzle. Form a Nuzzle. Yeah. Yeah, give me points. And we'll see where we are. Damn. Hey, we finished second in that round. We are performing second. So let's perform a Jam's clever and cute. Alright. No one else is getting any points after me. Damn, Leaf gets the energy increase instead. Okay. So they're not going to get anything. Leaf is absolutely crushing it. Okay. And for this one, the points are tripled this round. Alright. Well, I'm going to jam clever and cute appeals again. No one else is getting any more. Of course she gets a clever. No one else is getting any more. No. And we finished dead last because we suck. We suck so bad! We suck so bad! -8 points! Popular opinion isn't everything, but it sure helps. Let's reveal the results of the rounds now, starting from round 0, the seeding round. Okay, we're at them 42. First impressions can be deceiving. Did anyone expect this outcome from the seeding? Let's see if the performance rounds match the seeding. Oh, we're not doing too badly. We're like not winning, but we're not losing. We nearly lost. Hey, at least we beat Ethan. I sucked so bad at that. Here it comes. Yellow! Jesus Christ. I sucked so bad.
Look at that, Yellow. You won. I knew you would, of course. Didn't I say you'd be a good coordinator? Well, keep in mind that actual contests involve a lot more actual moving and performing. It's good to get the theory down in something like this, but only actual practice can make you better. Still, this was really fun. Thank you, Blue.
Your coordinating knowledge went up by 10.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had fun. I didn't like it. Next Monday, we're going back to battling. But you should probably listen to Leaf, Yellow. She doesn't say much smart stuff, so it's a waste of time to ignore it when she does. Next time we battle, fancy rock or not, I'm turning him into a pancake. Mark my words.
I'll fucking turn him into a pancake. We should text someone before bed. Right, what were we saying? Who are we texting? Oh yeah, Hilda hates us now. I did none of her scenes or anything. She just fucking despises me for no reason. She hates me. But I spy a Brendan getting us an update. Hey bro, long time no talk maybe. I don't remember. Spent some time texting Brendan and then we went to sleep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much, as always, for being a part of this wonderful Kobakanian adventure with me. And I will have to bid you adieu for the evening so I can get some sleep, go to work, and upload these episodes for you. So, look after yourselves, hydrate yourselves nice and keen, nice and watery, I don't know. That'll be all for today. Have a great... No, it feels wrong without him being in the episode. So I'll have to do it 2 times as energetic. That'll be all for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye. Fuck, that felt so wrong.